False start. Darren's muted.
I was going to say I couldn't hear.
Classic. Classic.
Darren,
What a start to the
I'm muted
post-game
just like
show.
the team tonight, guys.
Wow.
I'm just illustrating how they played.
This was a performative thing. I like that.
Well, now it is. Welcome to Happy Foot's Headfoot, your post-game show. I'm Darren Miller.
I'm Vince LaRosa.
So this is going entirely like the game. Also,
this is great. Just to
add to it, brought my microphone. The wire doesn't connect to my computer. That's also a nice metaphor for.
Yeah, this is great. Vince, what's yours?
Yeah, it's a prop. I'm just in a different room than when I normally record, so
that counts. That'll do it.
There we go.
I kind of like.
I like it too. I kind of liked the way that LAFC set up tonight, but that didn't seem to work out.
Yeah. I mean, should we just get right into it? Bad night to lose a game. Let's just say that in terms of Supporters Shield standings and everything else going on. LAFC obviously is coming off of playing a lot of games in a row and having some injuries, and they set up similar to how they've been playing these past few weeks against a Houston team that really likes to possess the ball. And it worked for 10 minutes, but they didn't get any goals out of it, and then Houston figured it out. And so that didn't go so well for LAFC. They go down a goal. I think Steve made the right changes at halftime, putting more players in the midfield, trying to possess the ball a little bit more, understanding that, like, look, it's good to play against the ball against Houston at times because they do commit so many numbers forward, which can make you dangerous. But if you can't get the ball off them at all, as we saw through like 3/4 of that half, it doesn't matter. So Steve makes changes and it goes in there and wants to get a little possession, I think they were better at counter pressing. They won the ball back a little bit better, but end of the day, they didn't have it. Like, it just wasn't the only player that played well tonight. Hugo Lloris, fantastic game. Everyone else just really didn't have it tonight.
Should we get the Happy Foots out of the way? That's mine.
Yeah.
Monster Twin taking away our only talking point for the night by saying, take a shot every time they say LAFC too tired to play. I'm too tired. My dog woke me up an hour early and I didn't do anything for the rest of the day. So I can't blame anyone for being too tired to do anything. I don't know how parents do it. Happy Foot.
Yeah, I'm exhausted too.
Happy Foot was seeing Latiff Blessing. That was my one Happy Foot.
That's the one other one I had too.
And he found a way to go offside, which is just classic Latiff.
We got the full Latiff experience.
We were blessed.
And then immediately doing a foul that makes no sense. Just running directly into the back of Timothy Tillman.
That's the Latiff Blessing hat trick, baby.
Yeah.
Desperate, as if it was like necessary, as if he was like the last defender back when he was like a striker.
And then did he stay on the field to like go see everybody for like 3 hours too?
I was say, when he went to warm up, he did the clap as he walked along. So we got that. That's one goal.
Classy.
We got offsides. That's 2. And then we got him running into an opposing player for no reason. That's 3.
It's the Latiff Blessing always win bingo card.
I also just want to remind everyone that obviously will be upset tonight how upset people were at Hugo Lloris earlier in the season. It's a long season. People get very angry.
Turns out he's pretty good.
Turns out he's really good. Those 2 saves tonight were saves as good as any saves any keeper has ever made for us, and he had 2 in one game. That said, it was like a dog shit game, start to finish. Sometimes the games are bad, and it sucks that it was at home. The vibe in the stadium was great to start the game. People were excited. There was a packed house. It's a bummer that the play was so bad. And I mean, you just have to assume it was because I can't say it. Monster Twins took it away. They're tired. 3 games in 7 days, right? That's a lot.
I'll say it. Sometime ball don't go in.
That's crazy. Is that true?
Yeah, it's you know what? Turns out that this is a low scoring sport. And each goal is it's that much more important. And some days it's not gonna be your day.
Ball don't go in a lot of the time when ball don't get shot. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, when ball don't leave Denny's foot with 5 men around him, ball has nowhere else to go. Ball sat.
How much of that was like good defense versus just we couldn't find a moment to shoot the ball?
Oh, I mean, I think Houston played well. We should give them credit. Like I meant what I said when the setup was ultimately the wrong setup, right? Because LAFC didn't get what they wanted out of it, but they started out pretty well. And I think Houston, after the first 10 minutes, understood, okay, we can't just like have possession to have it and just pass to pass, because every time we pass, we're giving them an opportunity to then counter us the other way. And slowly but surely they understood, okay, let's be a little bit more controlling of this game. And they grew into the game. They were much better. And that's why Steve had to make such a drastic change at halftime.
That's the drastic change is Edward Atuesta seeming to phone it in a good amount as well.
It's rough when everyone's kind of like tired, and then it's like, okay, let's get a spark out here. Let's get someone in who's also going to be tired and play the same way.
We also got the quintessential David Martinez game as well.
Oh, yeah. He's really starting to piss me off. Let's just go there. He's really like, I hate when you have low expectations for someone and then they consistently meet them. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, David Martinez is going to come on. He's going to act like he doesn't give a shit. He's going to only pass when it feels like he can get the ball back quickly, or not pass at all because he has to shoot the ball. His corner kick was great, actually. Let's just have him take corners, and otherwise that's all we need. But yeah, it was just like, you're supposed to be doing more out there, is all I can think every time he's got the ball or every time he's running around. There's always
Darren, $5 super chat from Nut with the quote of the post game so far. Goals are important. Professional Association football expert Vince LaRosa. Vince, you're the one who knows things.
Proud member of PAFE.
Yeah. You know what? Nut paying for the big important information, which is goals win games. Goals change games. I mean, I hate that. Like I
goals win championships.
Like I hate trying to explain these because people hate it in the comments when they're just like, Vince, don't try to make us feel better or whatever. But I'm really not trying to make you feel better. I'm actually trying to tell you that like there's like an existential dread when you watch soccer, and it is this: goals are very important, but also like luck is too. And sometimes it's not on your side, and sometimes it's not all about tactics. Look, I wish it was just about tactics, but it's not.
It didn't feel like it was about tactics tonight, actually. Like watching
it didn't at all.
It felt like we just weren't executing in any positive way. Like they just seemed sluggish, and our midfield, people were just dribbling through the midfield.
We were all holes. We were received tonight. Actually, I should interrupt you, but I didn't. Oh, no. Now I'm interrupting myself. For anybody who says, with the super chat, thank you so much. He says, my sister and her husband are bad luck. This is the second game they come all the way from Fresno and they lose again.
Oh, that's
wow,
a long drive.
That's rough. I mean, it's bad luck for them. I feel terrible for them. That's awful.
Yeah, sorry guys.
That's great. They made the trip all the way from Fresno. I make that drive around Fresno area pretty frequently. It's not an easy one.
Yeah.
That great.
Thank you for the $10. I saw Kirk Kinsey tonight from Shoulder to Shoulder, our good friend. The original Jeff Talk. And he like the Jeff Talk, if Jeff Talk knew what he was talking about. That's Kirk Kinsey. But he was there.
You mean the counter press, not shoulder.
Counter press. Excuse me. Oof, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
Yeah, just making sure we get the plug right.
God. Can you believe Travis had a different show?
I love counter press. But he tried to.
Well, don't worry about it, Travis, because I got to interrupt you anyways. Tim Morgan wants to me to comment on my room that it's not actually painted pink. It's just it's a lighting situation. We have a nice fringy pink lamp that gives us a cool vibey look
you got
in the living room.
Streamer energy going on.
Yeah. Esports. He says painted with the Pepto we need.
Yeah.
I got a sad foot. I brought my old friend John Lovett from Pod Save America tonight. I gave him my Happy Foot Sad Foot scarf to wear. He left early, like 5 minutes early, get an Uber, took my scarf. I don't got a Happy Foot Sad Foot scarf anymore.
Wow.
You should have saw that coming.
Doesn't he have enough that you
really bust? No, you should have saw that coming. He played you like a
yeah. Wow. Can you believe it? A sad foot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, let's get into a couple because we already have callers. I mean, like, I have in my first ad foot is terrible first half, which is a very funny thing to have.
How was the second half, Travis?
The second thing I wrote is I had a bad time.
Is this a
soccer
haiku?
not fun?
I think the thing that I noticed watching the most, my seat's relatively close to the center of the field. Atuesta really
brag
just seems checked out and doesn't see like the press isn't coming from him and the passes aren't crisp. It just he seems noticeably worse from the beginning of the season where he seemed excited to be here. There's an energy missing from him. Like Lewis O'Brien seems very excited even when he makes his mistakes.
Sure.
I get a little bit of sour energy coming from Atuesta. Maybe that's just his vibe, but not loving the vibe from Edward Atuesta.
It seems like the consensus, if there is one amongst fans, is not. People don't seem to be happy with Atuesta.
Tim Morgan, sorry to interrupt. $1.99. Vince LaRosa needlessly fact-checking super chats. Anything you want to say about that? People are now paying to be mad at you.
I just wanted to tell you. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you it's not painted.
It's worth it. It must be so satisfying.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't. It would be actually kind of impressive if we were able to like so seamlessly paint this shade of pink into our living room, but unfortunately, it's not the case.
Joey AF says this is the most depressing Halfo Sappho pod in a long while. It's depressing because I can't feel that angry about, like, I can't get the passion about this one that I think I need to make it fun because it just feels like, I don't know.
It wasn't a good game. Like, I think we're as tired as they are. Like, they've just expended so much energy in being in a final and in a semifinal. And the bummer, I don't know. I wasn't there. But the bummer is that now they come home and like everyone's super excited to see them, right? Like we haven't had a chance to really see them. And as you said, the building was electric and they just kind of put a stinker. But honestly, it probably was pretty predictable if I'm being honest. Like we knew that they probably weren't going to come out flying in this game. If they were going to win this game, they were going to have to just kind of gut it out. And they tried like
Seattle from possession, right? We lucked out with a PK call that was, I think was a PK, but like it's been a rough stretch and we won off without scoring from open play is what I'll say. Mm-hmm. So maybe we should have been anticipating that after, a rough stretch for us.
Yeah. Maybe it's not going to be so easy. Like maybe it's wishful thinking that we could bounce back so quickly, so hard. And then we're just like, fine now. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we're just confused because we got into Champions Cup twice essentially in the last couple of weeks. So maybe we're just like thinking that this is we're going to beat them on aggregate now. Because it's a two-leg match. I think maybe we're just a little confused.
Yeah, they're like, we'll see them again soon. So who cares? Maybe this is the old rope-a-dope, right? They're like, oh, they're gonna think we're tired when we get to Houston. But guess what?
We famously
they're not that drunk.
The con where you lose. They'll never expect this.
Supporter shield race where all the other people ahead of you won. That's it's a real. I mean, that's the big sad foot, right?
Guys, we've got them right where we want them.
Vince already brought up the actual only real consequence for this game, which is the supporter shield gets out of reach. We had a game in hand. We lose one of those games in hand. And Miami seems much harder to get towards at this point. Yep. I mean, we were in a position to potentially catch them. After this weekend, it becomes that much harder. We need them to make mistakes now. Whereas I think we could have played out and caught them. Or no, they had to lose one game. Now we need them to lose two, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Jimenez in the chat says Drew's thigh was wrapped. I didn't see this. Is this true? This is huge news.
He had a sleeve, like a hand. Like he probably has some kind of lingering hammy or quad issue.
Daniel, what do you do for a living that you would know that?
You were breaking up just then, at least for me. What did you say?
I just said, Daniel, what do you do for a living that you would notice these sort of healthcare decisions?
I mean, you saw it when he was on the bench. You could see he was putting on his shin guards. They had a good. It was such a game that they were like, let's just leave the camera on Olivier while he puts his shin guards on. That was the broadcast. They were like, we don't got much going on here.
I hate these games where we have possession for a lot of it, but we're just fucking puttering around. Like it's such a boring game to watch where it's like, let's pass back and forth as we figure out.
that's actually something I wanted to kind of bring up. I think what you take from this is the hope that, one, obviously they can get back to form in terms of their energy and enthusiasm in the press. But what I want to take from this is hopefully this means like we're gonna go back to that 4-3-3, because we did see a better team with the 4-3-3. I think what we saw in the first half, besides the fact that like they were having trouble getting the ball off of Houston, was when they couldn't attack quickly, which is obviously what they wanted to do with Houston putting so many numbers forward. They were able to hold the ball for a little bit, but with zero ideas. Like they just didn't have the right kind of spacing. They couldn't counter press well. And at least in the second half, they had a couple more ideas. But even when they lost the ball, they were able to regain it much quicker and didn't have to rely so much on setting up and trying to press. We've talked about this all from last season. And look, they changed during the tournament, and it seemed like a change gearing towards Columbus. It didn't work out, but it was smart at the time. Like, let's be very hard to beat. Let's just run past teams on the counter. But you're going to need a different, like, you're going to need some possession. You're going to need to have different game modes. That's why Columbus is so hard to beat. They do every part of the game very well. LAFC, the one place they lack is in possession, and they're going to have to, they were building towards that and then kind of got away from it during Leagues Cup. So hopefully they're going to go back to that. And it'll be something that as they build toward it, obviously that'll be right when the playoffs start. And that would be a good thing. But I would just hope that that's the big learning and takeaway for the team is like, okay, guys, like we've now seen how far in 2 seasons that just straight counterattacking can take us. It could take us far. It could take us to finals. But when it comes to closing out games and really just dominating and winning games, we're going to need another mode. We're going to need another plan. And so that would be my biggest takeaway from this. I don't know if it's a happy or sad foot, but I just watching them change and seeing how much better they were in just that small changes, even with Atuesta being a little like bratty, which is a word of the summer. I finally got to use it.
You got there.
Is good. And I think it'll be better for Giroud too, because you can't simply just lob the ball up to him and hope that he holds up play the whole time.
I think that I'm starting to get annoyed with how little we are figuring out how to make Olivier matter to these games, right? We've seen him enough now to be like, what's happening? Why can't we find his feet ever? It just feels like we're actively either choosing not to or making the wrong decisions around him. It just feels like there's a real disconnect with him so far.
I felt like I was searching for him when he was on the pitch just as much as I was searching for him when he was off the pitch and could potentially go in. It was like, oh, we're going to get Giroud? Okay, it's a little late now. I hope he still has enough time to do something. Now he's on the pitch. I feel exactly the same way. It's like he's not even in the game.
Yeah.
You only really notice him on the corners where you're like, oh, he's taller than everyone.
Right. But like we can't even get him the ball.
You know who I noticed more?
He's going to leave us. What'd you say?
I noticed David Martinez more than Giroud. Like, there's got to be a way to bring him into our game more. Sorry, there's about to be a second game out in the field. Somebody brought this up before we bring Jeff on. Murillo
can't bring Jeff on. He's on the train.
Oh, so he's just hanging out.
Yeah,
cool. I guess
he's gonna eventually get off the train. I think.
Is he on the train?
Yeah.
Another person.
Yeah,
Murillo. The vibes I'm getting is that he might be out for a bit, right? Like the holding up of his jersey is not indicative of someone who's coming back soon.
Generally.
Yeah, it's like somebody who's. I wonder if they're asking Steve now about it or someone will soon. But like, the minute I saw them holding his jersey up in Seattle, didn't feel hopeful that he was going to be back in the next couple
Someone
weeks.
should. I mean, I would hope that they would have asked him with pregame. But yeah, someone needs to ask about that. And look, Steve can be pretty cagey about injuries, but that's one where like I think the fan base and everyone deserves to know, like, does it at least say like it doesn't look good or whatever, because to Travis's point, generally you don't do things like that when you're like, oh, he'll be back, he'll be fine.
They're doing scarves up for the second match.
Oh, cool.
All right. Well, we do have another caller here. Let's get to callers.
Yeah, let's get going. This show has been so depressing.
It's so
I
sad.
don't have the energy at this one. I'm sorry.
Daniel, welcome
I
to the
feel a
scene,
little
Roll.
worn out too. Yeah, Daniel, can you help us out? Like
Do you
we've
have any
done
words
so
to
many
say
games.
about the deceased?
We feel a bit like LAFC where we're a little tired.
I'm gonna be honest. It's I woke up 4:30 here in goddamn Denmark, but I don't know if I had.
You
Yeah,
woke
we
up
are.
for that game?
Oh, should we just leave
Yeah,
while you
yeah.
and Travis talk about Europe for a half an hour?
No. I'm not. I'll. The only happy foot I'm gonna say is that the trains are actually good here. But
Sure.
another happy foot is Hugo Lloris is actually good. Voila, who knew? This game just happened. It's been kind of a weird, depressing couple games. I mean, we're gonna go to the Open Cup final. It's just we've become lose another final club. But look, Vince, I need to tell you something. Fuck the supporter shield. Look, the only trophy that matters to me is still available. There's still MLS Cup final to go. Look, it's not over yet. Look, remember, back in 2022 when we won the MLS Cup, we had a late season slump as well. So like this is not new. It's not. I'm not panicking just yet. And even though I don't really care about Open Cup, we still have Open Cup. We can turn this around, guys. This game was just shit. It was just shit.
When you
Well, if
when
there's
you
nothing
said
else-
there was
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna have a hard subject change, but I was gonna say if there's nothing else to talk about with the match, the chat is demanding to talk about walkable cities, and you seem to be in one potentially.
Yeah, tell us about the walkability of where you are in Denmark.
Guys, the trains are fucking mind blowing. Like I've become woke to the trains here. Like what takes it? I live in Long Beach, and it takes me like 90 minutes to get from my place to downtown LA. Here, it's the equivalent. It's like half an hour. I'm back at my place, man. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's like the train systems are so fast, man.
Okay, that's great to know, and that's very exciting.
Did you
Genuinely,
notice they
but
don't
I
really
don't want to know
check
about
your
the trains. I
ticket,
want to know about the walkability.
They don't
What's
really
that?
check the ticket on the trains, right? They just sort of let you get on.
Well, they let you get on, but like you have to. It's not cheap. That's the downside. You have to buy a city. If you're a tourist, I recommend the 120-hour. Well, I'm here for 5 days, so I recommend the city pass. Remember they don't take the euro in Denmark. Actually, they still have the Danish crown. You can't get on willy nilly, but like there are inspectors, and like luckily they don't show up often. I only had one incident, and that was yesterday. And I showed them the city pass, so it was fine. But no, the city of Copenhagen is extremely walkable. You don't even need to bike. I haven't ridden a bike in 10 years, so I was recommended don't go on the bike because I haven't ridden in so long. So
I don't know. It feels a little bit like you're dodging here. We're trying to find out how walkable it is. We're hearing about trains. We're hearing about
I'm being
bikes.
serious. It's walkable. I walked everywhere the last 5 days.
Okay, I look. We need to ask the hard hitting questions.
This is the segment we
Go
all
ahead.
actually
Go ahead.
Daniel, did you wake up to watch that dog shit game?
Yeah. I woke up at 3:40. I'll be the first to confess. I kind of fell asleep, missed the first 20 minutes. Then I shit, there's a game on. So whatever. And then like at the end, should I get on? It's like, oh fuck it, let's get on. So yeah.
That's actually
That's how we all feel.
that verbatim is what the three of us say. That's like our huddle.
Yeah.
We're like, oh
I
fuck
guess
it, let's
we'll
get
do
on,
this.
and we just go.
Tactically, nothing happened. Nothing really happened. We were just dog shit.
Yeah.
And MLS needs to make a choice on these tournaments because it's September and the Open Cup hasn't been resolved yet. That's bullshit. There's got to be a decision. I'm sorry to get back on that depressing subject, but yes.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you
it's
for
the only
calling,
way to
Daniel.
one up with the game.
I feel
I'm
like
just
you
glad
got
we
it.
had a fellow European call in, so Travis can
Yeah,
feel.
this is great, Travis. I hope you're comforted.
I have some funny anecdotes about the Danish krone that we can talk about later. All right, great to see you, Daniel. Let's talk soon.
Take care, man.
It's not that funny.
Oh no,
I was
we're
gonna
not
say,
interested. It's
there's no
fine.
way.
We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
talk about it later.
Yeah, you save that for you and Daniel. We don't care,
You
Travis.
guys have your own.
Yeah, we just
thing.
do not care.
Look, they're doing the trumpet. They're doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I realized today we have too many things before the game. There's 5 different things that happen before the game. We have the Falcon. We have the scarves up. We have the trumpet. We have the national anthem. And then we also have the walkout where the players walk out to a different song. That the walkout happens after the scarves up. We need to get rid of one of them. National anthem. We're getting rid
I
of
think
it.
it gives everyone a chance to trickle into seats with the LA traffic. I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's not a bad call,
a good
actually.
point.
And it gives you a reason to be there a little early. I don't know.
All right, who else wants to come on this?
Hot
train
takes.
wreck?
Hot takes. Should I throw out another sad
yeah.
foot?
No, well, yes, but
callers,
also let's keep getting callers on. Let's move this
Isaiah,
along.
you're on the show. Unmute yourself if you'd like.
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
First
welcome,
off,
Isaiah. Pick us
thank
up.
you.
Wake us up. Wake us up from the
Happy
dead.
foot, main happy foot, other than Lloris, would be O'Brien. I just think like his energy tonight was unmatched. Like in the midfield, guys just walking around. Like, not gonna say Atuesta because he's been thrown under the bus already, but Ili is a little older. It's just O'Brien's box-to-box ability brings us more. And I mean, you've seen it. 59th minute, that ball played. I think it was Bossy. He played the ball through to the box. If O'Brien doesn't make that recovery run, that's a tap in for Hector Herrera.
Right.
And it's 2-0 way earlier in the match. So I just think he was player of the match for me on the LAFC side, other than Lloris. And yeah, the first 5 to 10 minutes pretty good. And then, Houston started like going into the style of play that they want to do, suck up like possession, have us running around. And honestly, wasn't pleased with Bouanga again. I think it's 3 straight performances where he hasn't really impacted the game in open play. As far as like other than the penalty in the Open Cup game, I don't really think he did much in that Seattle game. You could agree he had flashes, but yeah, I think it's 3 straight performances where Bouanga's been pretty much like not an impact.
Yeah.
I wonder how much players have figured out some of his moves a little bit. Like he feels like he goes to his toolbox when he meets a defender, and it seems like his toolbox hasn't been working the last 3 games. Hopefully no one's learning from Wilfred Nancy.
Yeah, Dorsey was all over him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting the problem is like, look, he's very good in open space and when teams are running back towards their goal. And yes, he's even decent, let's say 1v1 at the corner of the box, but like you can't keep going back to the well every time. You got to change it up and you've got to play with your teammates and play off your teammates. And his decision making is just not there. There also was a moment too where he actually was on the break and he tried to it was when Hollingshead ended up having a pretty good shot, but he tried to play in Bogusz and he had acres. I mean, it was, you could drive a truck through the spot that he could have passed it into, and he just missed it. Like just a bad pass, just did not like hit it right at the defender. And that's, look, that's something we've always kind of said about Bouanga. I know he's picking up some assists here and there, but it was like, the joke was he's actually shooting, right? Because like, other than when he gets out in space and he's finishing off his own shot, like his decision-making, playmaking ability is what keeps him from being like a truly elite player. Not in MLS, but I think in terms of like elite, as in he could go back to Europe and dominate again. I think that's why he's kind of, I don't want to say plateaued, but I mean plateaued in the sense of like worldwide. But obviously he's an elite player in MLS. But it just, if there was something you could add to his game, it would be that.
And also like he didn't really press that well either. I mean, Oliveira was always pressing on the right side, but I think like once it was 2-0, then you could see everyone started like wake up. Like I didn't see like why it took a second goal for us to wake up. We were kind of like keeping possession around, like playing around the back 3, like if we were up in the game. It just really didn't make any sense. There was no sense of urgency. And yeah, I really thought like we didn't want it tonight, and it showed. Houston brought it.
Yeah.
And then we got to keep playing Texas teams. I mean, we got Houston in Houston, Austin here, go back to Houston or go back to Texas in Dallas, and then we play the Mickey Mouse Open Cup. So
yeah, we got to wake up at some point.
Yeah, and then Galaxy's in 2 weeks. So,
Lamar Hunt weird. You pronounce Lamar Hunt really strangely.
Yeah, that's on me. His family's coming for me.
Isaiah, thank you so much for calling in. You always have very smart things to add.
Thank you, guys. You have a good night.
See ya.
Later.
All right, let's keep the callers rolling.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Amanda
dude,
Parker, you're on the
it
show.
Really is a game.
Hi,
Welcome
guys.
to the show. Hello.
Okay,
Thank
you for
long-time
joining
listener,
us.
first-time caller.
Oh,
Very
thank
cool.
you.
Okay, yeah, I heard Travis said you needed the energy, you needed the vibe, so I'm here. I'm bringing it.
Awesome.
All the positive vibes. I know
Good.
that we lost the game.
Mhm.
Everybody's sad, but I won tonight because I won memorable moves of the match.
You were skeleton lady?
I'm skeleton lady.
Wait, this is something that
Wow.
only. Okay, Darren and I not being at the match. This is now
Yeah,
something
can
that you
someone
and
catch
Travis
us
have
up?
to explain because this is not on broadcast. So what is going on here?
Do you want to tell us about your big moment?
I have a full-on skeleton costume on.
Okay, very cool.
And which I wear. I'm a season ticket holder, and I wear this costume to almost every game. And I get on the big screen almost every time. But today was my day, and I won. Here's my jersey to prove it. I won a jersey.
Ooh.
I won a clear bag. I'm like on top of the world right now, guys.
That's
Not a clear
amazing.
bag.
Yeah,
Clear bag.
legit prizes.
Genuinely
I mean-
very cool.
Other people win chances to hang out with Jacob and Ronnie. I don't know if that's an actual
Do
prize.
you
That
think
sounds
Jacob
like
already knows who you are?
he does now.
Well, I'm a winner. I know we're losers,
Yeah, you are.
but I'm a winner.
That's crazy. I this is like a jumbotron like contest essentially. How?
It's so. What do you come to the games?
Yeah,
Fuck you, Darren.
Wow.
Fuck you.
not all of them.
Yeah, you just dance like at the beginning of the game and have a good time, bring the vibes, and then
I
you have a
know.
chance.
Yeah, so I know that, but I just never figured. I didn't realize it was actually like. That's amazing that there's like actual prizes for that. That they're like, yes, you won, and you actually won an actual thing.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for
thought it was
making-
just like, yay, this is the winner, and then
We
we
actually
move
had
on.
a-
It's great.
A celebrity on. This is like
Yeah.
star of the game celebrity.
Honestly, the only one who actually accomplished anything.
Totally. And Travis, I totally disagree with you. We do not have too many things. We have just the right amount of things.
Wow.
If
Travis
they
is getting
get rid of
roasted for this
anything,
take.
I would be horrified. Like that's the best. I mean, it's not the best. The best part is the game, but like that is just
Yeah.
Not tonight.
it's the ritual. Like
I would
have to have it
rather
all.
have the trumpet than the game tonight. I'll say that for sure.
You what?
I'd rather listen to the trumpet than watch that game again. I'll say that.
You're right.
That's fair.
It's true. 90 minutes of that trumpet would have been better then.
Whoa, wait, let's not go too far.
90 minutes. I don't know about that.
No,
Nick is a good
I
trumpet
love
player, but
that the trumpet gets me hyped. Ollie, like I love Ollie, but like that's the one thing that I would get rid of. honestly.
Whoa!
Whoa.
The chat you up until right now. They're gonna hate that take.
Oh my
We're-
god.
I'm sorry.
but to get rid of Ollie, we have to like really get rid of Ollie, right?
No, I'm
Like,
not saying like get rid of Ollie. Like no.
You want to take care of Ollie? Is that what you said? It sounds like
If
it's
you
what you
want to
said.
kill that bird, Amanda, you're
Maybe-
welcome to kill the bird.
No, maybe
Wow.
they could just cut it short. Maybe they could cut that part short. But
Okay.
scarves up? Are you kidding? Get rid of scarves up? Never.
Yeah, how else would we see all of our Happy Foot scarves everywhere?
One got on tonight. I was excited.
Yeah.
That's a happy.
Yeah, you
bird.
can't cut that. Let's kill a bird instead.
I didn't say kill the bird.
sounds
I
like-
did not
I mean-
say that.
It is
go.
being recorded. I don't know.
Don't worry, you didn't have to say it. We picked up what you
Yeah,
were
we
putting
can
down.
tell.
We got it.
That's
Don't
the
worry.
subtext.
Chad seems to be against the execution of Ali.
Can you believe it?
How dare they?
Amanda, thank you for bringing energy. We very much need it.
Of
Please come back
course.
again.
Yes.
Congratulations on your
Yeah.
big win.
Enjoy your jersey.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. Wow, and the energy the game needed as well. Apparently,
For such a nice woman, it's crazy she wanted to murder so many animals, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's clear we need to keep the collars rolling because this.
Yeah,
is
where are we going next?
Because we're not bringing it.
Nope. We're letting you guys do our jobs. You're doing great.
I don't know who is next. We've got a bunch of people waiting. Actually, who do you guys remember who came on next? I'm sorry, guys.
I don't
Jeff's
know.
ready. Jeff's ready. Jeff's gonna bring the vibe so down, though. God
Oh
damn
my
it.
God.
Well,
Fuck.
let's just get it out of the way.
Okay, Jeff. Okay, Jeff.
Get out of the way. Do you want to execute the bird or not?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. She's right about that.
Oh,
Also,
God.
Ms. Bones, I don't know if you were at the game, Travis. Ms. Bones stole my heart. I'll say that. If I was not a happily married man, Ms. Bones is far more attractive than the average LAFC fan. I'll put it that way.
Thank you for calling, Jeff. Talk to you later. What a nightmare. Stop talking about people's appearance on the show, Jeff. You went on the fucking train for that long? Come on. God damn it. We have one woman caller, and this is what the first person says? I'm going home.
Jeff Talk is true to his name tonight. The heel of the foot, ruining everything as always. Oh boy.
Shit. What are you doing? Creepy Jeff is back on the podcast.
Travis has reached his calling Jeff Talk a piece of shit minimum of 1. All right, LAFC Luke, please help us. Welcome.
Hi,
to the show.
guys.
Luke, I think you're attractive.
Save us,
I think
Luke has
Great.
been routinely saving our show. Actually, we're putting a lot on you.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I have a happy foot, which is that, and unfortunately there's a lot of people who had not been to an LAFC game in a long time, but like Dexter Quinn, who is one of the co-founders of Pride Republic, made it to this game from he's living now up in Idaho. He made it to this game. His daughter Lilith was there. Taylor and Max, who got married at the Pride game last year, they were there. They came out from Tucson.
No.
Jalen, who lives out in Boston, she was there. She brought a friend. There were a couple guys that one of our Pride Republic board members were supposed to be flying out to Tokyo this morning. Their plane got delayed 24 hours, so our board member brought them to the game. And for one of them, it was his first game. Before the game even started, there was this little girl who jumped down in front of us to get her picture taken right in front of the field, and she had a little button that said "My first LAFC match." So like,
you're making this so much more tragic.
My happy foot is
Bummer.
all of these people who were there, who got to be there. My sad foot is what the.
Well,
God.
Yeah,
they deserve
all
better.
of their first games, and it'll be all of their last games as well. Because
Right? Right?
Oh man.
Yeah. So it wasn't a great game. I was reminded that last year we played Houston. It got pushed back because of the Open Cup, and we played them like 4 days after or something after we had just crashed out of the CONCACAF final. And because of the way everything got pushed around, we went to Houston. We lost 4-0 there. And then 4 days later, they came here and they beat us 1-0.
Yeah.
Here. We were in the midst of that crush of games, and they hadn't had that crush of games. And once fucking again, we're in the midst of a fucking crush of games. And I don't know when they crashed out of Leagues Cup, but clearly they had the fresher legs. They just ran over us. So that's my sad foot.
I forgot that we're just recreating history with the saddest part of last season.
It's true. Look, if anyone in the chat,
Second saddest part.
If anyone in the chat or in the audience in general, I don't know what the hell's going on with
how
Travis.
did you get balloons to go on?
Balloons just went up on Travis's
So
screen.
sorry to interrupt. Jeff Gager, $1.99. Thank you for the sticker. Can I make the balloons go again?
Yeah, how did you do that? That's cool.
Oh,
okay.
You put
there
it
you
in
go.
the sign? Did this work?
That's really cool, Travis. You should do that the whole time.
I know.
He's going to.
Oh, confetti. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. I was going to say, for anyone in the chat or anyone who's listening or watching who is questioning why we don't talk about Houston, I think you're understanding maybe a little bit more now that.
Yeah, we've now spent 40 some odd minutes.
We've
talking
already
about
spent
Houston.
too much time talking about Houston.
We broke a lot of rules today.
Yeah. We felt like for a post-game show, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But look, they ran all over us and not in any interesting way at all.
No.
Like they didn't play particularly well. They didn't get
they played
lucky.
well. They played well.
Played
it just
well.
was not
They were fine. They were fine.
It just wasn't a good game. No, it wasn't
I mean,
a good game. Like we didn't put up the fight to make it a good game.
There was a stretch in the first half where they like had 30 successive passes. It was just pass.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, wow, they're so good. I can't believe they're beating us. It was like, we let them do it. We were just all holes. It was like when you're driving on the freeway and it's just like bumper to bumper traffic, and you look over to the other side of the freeway and everything's just like there's no traffic at all. Everyone, like, it was just like we couldn't do anything. And it's like when they had the ball, it was just they just passed right through us. It was like, oh, well, this is no problem for us. We could go our direction just fine. Must not be the pitch. Anyway.
Yeah. And by the way, the pitch looked beautiful at the start of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know what
There
happened
was like
there.
air underneath it. It was like popping up in weird.
Yeah, the ref tried to fix it at that one point, and he was like, I don't
pushing
know.
it down.
Yeah, he was pretty upset about
We
that.
brought some of that Starfield back with us. Star Fox 64 back with us. Quickly, I want to answer Greg's question because he did a super chat and didn't put the question in. My question was, did we just lose the Supporter Shield to Inter Miami tonight? 12 points ahead. LAFC is 2 games ahead. We talked about it a little. It becomes really hard now. Miami has to make mistakes, and we have to play really well.
And even without Messi, they seem to just win games.
Yeah.
So, and you got to imagine he is coming back soon.
I asked this in the Patreon chat, but is it just me, or do they have as easy of a schedule as it seems? I feel like every time I glance over at Miami, it's like, oh, they're playing Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so the East is probably the very top teams of the East, I think, are better than the West. Like, they have more quality up top, but then they also are shittier everywhere else. So
yeah, so if you are one of those teams, that's one less of those teams you're facing, and then like it's wide open.
Yeah,
I will say, someone brought this up earlier when we were talking about when Daniel said that he didn't care about the Supporter Shield. The better we are in the Supporter Shield rankings, the more likely we are to host if we have MLS Cup finals. So it's still worth chasing. Because let's say Miami doesn't make it to a final, we want to be ahead of Columbus. We don't want to have to go to Columbus if we make it to the final. But we're talking about that after a 2-0
Why
loss.
not, Travis?
We'll cross.
What's wrong with that idea?
In December.
Right.
We
definitely want to be high up.
Though, did John Lovett have a good time?
He did have a good time, but it was a very boring game. So it was. I brought him to games before that have been more fun. But it was not. There wasn't a lot to cheer about.
Well, next time you bring him to a game, you got to come to the tailgate and hang out with Pride Republic beforehand. We would love to hang out with John Lovett.
He's not a man of the people. He doesn't want to see anyone.
Whatever. He's not there for the sports.
They don't want to hang out with you, Travis. Just your guess.
He's there for your scarf and for the alcohol. So.
Yeah, he stole my fucking scarf. Stole 4 years of my life. Stole my scarf.
Just think that's on brand for him.
Well, thanks for calling in, Luke. We love you, buddy.
Take care, guys.
Later, dude.
Hot man.
Right. Keep the callers going. Keep the callers going.
I'm going to take off. It's late, and I want to walk to my car. So goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
Goodbye. We're replacing you. Travis.
What's happening, y'all?
Great
Welcome
name.
How we doing? Hey, thank you, man.
Oof, you've been
nice
better.
to meet y'all. Yeah, that was a rough
thanks
one,
for joining
man.
the show. You're gonna help
Go
us sort this out. So first of all, Tiny Donut's a fantastic name. But yeah, bring it now, because Darren and I were, as you can tell, we're on fumes and we're not doing very well. So what did you think?
Well, shit, man, I'm telling you, the only thing that made having a 7-year-old sitting next to my son the whole time being like, can we fucking go? Can we go? I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a bummer, as it was mentioned before, that folks had come to Leagues Cup, saw a good game against Colorado, looked like Giroud had kind of found something. And then now you're just like, we had to play 2 different games badly. It's like first half was this one type of game. Then we got to figure out how we're going to play with him and use him. And then it felt like we were just picking up injuries, or I don't know. And then when Chanot came out, Chanot's praying on the sideline at the end of the first half, asking God to help him, and that didn't come. So I don't know. It was rough. It was rough.
Would have been pretty cool if he did.
But,
that would have been pretty cool if that worked out.
I just always am I always think back to someone was mentioning the other day. It was just when we lost. Remember when we lost to Galaxy and then we had the 12 minutes of silence and then shit just turned around last year? going
you-
into Columbus.
Are
It
you
was just
positing
like,
that as a possible solution? Are you putting it out there?
I don't
into the
know. I
ether
mean,
that we
I'm
should
not.
do
I don't
that?
think we got to go there, but I mean, we just have to it feels. I'm never a dolo out, but it just feels like we have to just make a whole new choice about how to play the rest of the year, because it feels like Murillo's not coming back for at least a couple games,
Mhm.
and not an answer to me at all. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any link up or anything. So I don't know. But love the team. Who cares in some regard? I mean, I'm a positive person. So
sure. And I think regardless, and like this doesn't solve anything, but like when you're a good team, you earn the right to play in more games, which is what is the problem now, right now, right? Like they've just kind of stacked up too many games, and like we can complain about it. Like, obviously Steve has complained about it and gotten clowned on it, saying like they need to expand the rules so rosters can be bigger. That would be the solution. But now LAFC has to find a way to figure out like, how do we rotate without lowering the standard?
Yeah, I think now that Tillman's back, that could be a big difference maker in terms of the midfield. I feel like we've had to play with two, and then we don't really. Sanchez I love him, but he's not fast, so it's like that's always hurts. And then I feel like I don't know. I feel like we're close. Like something could click easily, and I feel like now more than ever, I feel like it would help the team no matter what for the end of the year to win the U.S. Open match, just to have like this energy. Normally I'm like, who gives a shit, but it's like, I think now on like that Wednesday and at home, like it kind of would erase this game and the Columbus game, like for people's minds this year, if we just have a big win at home, that matters, but that's it. Yeah. So I'll let y'all have a good rest of your night.
No,
keep it brief.
Yeah. No, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Love the show, man. You guys are the best. Have a good one.
Thank you so
and
much.
Fuck
Thanks
Talk, man. I've never met him, but
great sign off. There you go.
Bye,
all
y'all.
right, we'll see you again soon. Come back.
I think he does make a good point about Open Cup in a way that we haven't really talked about.
I thought you were gonna say he makes a good point about fuck talk.
Oh yeah, that too.
He made a lot of good points.
But I think it is like one of those kind of mental blocks, right? Like obviously you want to go on and then win MLS Cup. You don't just want to Open Cup to be the only silverware, but like it's another final in your way and it's coming before MLS Cup. Like you kind of got to get that block out of the way and like just win it, and for your mentality and for just like your sanity at this point, because the fans are feeling it. The players got to feel it a little bit too.
And the same way we know all too well how the negative effect that the losses can have, like even if you don't care about US Open Cup as a part of the trajectory to something bigger, it can have as much of a positive effect as the negative effect these other games are having.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with that. And I mean, for me, I think it matters and I like it. I want them to win it.
Yeah.
It's hardware. Like every piece of hardware that they can win in front of them, like I think it's a big deal that they have the opportunity to do it, and I think it's a big deal if they win it.
Yeah, it's
regardless
both.
of what it is, it matters. Yeah. It's a thing.
Always celebrate I always say always celebrate any trophies you win. You beat teams to be there. And as we've seen, like it's actually funny to hear people say like I don't care about competitions, being the team that loses in finals. Like then you should know how hard it is to win these things. Like so I do care about it, but I do think it has the added knock-on effect of like we won in a final. Like you got to do it. Like you just got to get it out of the way. And so I think it's bigger. It's even bigger in that way.
I think the only other way to do this is if we were taking the road of like we straight up do not care. We only play the second team. We never give a shit. Like otherwise, we're putting effort into this thing. Don't we want that to be worth something?
Yeah.
Like
no, we do.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, the byproduct, and I know that it sucks tonight, but the byproduct of being a good team and being challenging is you get more games. Like you earn the right to play more games. Like that's a good team. We want to see our team play more? Don't we want to see them with more opportunities to, as you said, Darren, like trophies? We just want trophies. Like more opportunities, the merrier. I don't quite. I get it. You can rank them. Like you can say, look, to me, MLS Cup is the most important. But I do love a team that's like we're going to go for everything, as opposed to a team that's like, oh no, MLS, there's a lot of MLS teams that believe MLS Cup is the only thing that matters. And that's, I mean, I guess that's fine, but I wouldn't love it if we played the kids in every other competition just because we were like, well, MLS Cup is the only thing that matters. I'd be like, well, that's going to get boring.
Yeah. I think I don't know if we take it for granted, but I definitely prefer the way that we look, our outlook, to any other option as a fan. I should say, I think we missed a super chat here.
Oh,
Jesus Gutierrez, the team needs all three half Asafo just at the bank.
Maybe.
We barely just got all three half Asafo hosts in one place at all last weekend for the first time, and it was
we don't know what kind of power we might have. Yeah,
we can't do it. It's impossible. We're very busy. We're I don't know. It's hard enough to we make it here for the show like 2 to 3 times a week at this point.
Yeah, it's work.
Boy. Well, there's a lot more going on in the chat. Okay, Joey One Bar joining us from, oh my God, what is happening?
Are you at a resort?
I'm yes, I'm in a pool at Miracle Springs in Desert Hot Springs, California. Maybe the only city comparably unwalkable as Houston.
Sure.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my happy foot, is that I'm, in the soothing hot springs. My wife has also approved me coming on the pod because she thought it'd be hilarious to come from a pool. So
thank you so much.
Here I am.
Your wife.
Yeah.
I'm glad that turned out to be a pool noodle and not what it seemed like, a creature of some kind for a second.
Yeah, I thought it was a sea creature coming to get you.
I think she'll be very satisfied to hear that came off. And my family's also really impressed because I've been holding up my my phone for the last half hour waiting for you guys to bring me on. But now I've got to cut it short because you guys have been on for way too long, and Vince has been really permissive with letting people come on the pod. The only reason that you guys would want to keep this pod going is if you could get more super chats. But alas, I don't know.
No, we're good. We're good.
We're not here for the super chats. We're here for the people.
We enjoy you showing up from exotic locations as much as possible, but please go enjoy your vacation. Don't spend time with us.
Yeah, I know the game sucked. I was watching it at dinner and whatever. So
yeah,
love you guys, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, go swim some laps and
Have
walk it
fun.
Off. Okay, walk it
All right.
I will.
Thanks for joining us. As always, it's nice to see someone's having a good time.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, well, I think we should wrap it up there. I'm tired.
Yeah,
and actually seeing Joey in the pool makes me wish I'm very much. I've got FOMO now.
That was nice.
A lot of FOMO.
Well, we're playing them again soon.
Yeah, we'll see them again, and maybe we'll do a preview about it.
You know what that sucks about it? We're not going to do a preview. Fuck that. Fuck you. No, we're definitely not doing a preview. What's really frustrating to me about this is that, like, I just want to prepare for El Tráfico. Like, I don't want, like, this is just in the way for me. But maybe getting reps in is helpful. Maybe, like, we should just be okay with the losses. I'm assuming next time it's a loss too. Maybe we should just be like, okay, we're like getting back into the groove of MLS play, and we're seeing, O'Brien and Giroud and the rest of the team haven't played together a ton.
Well, I hate to interrupt you, Darren, but the talk has forced his way onto the show.
Oh my God.
And I think this is, you know what, Jeff? Free Jeff talk, which sure, sometimes $1.99. Thank you very much for the super chat. But just for that, we're just going to wrap up the show so that you have nowhere to go.
Yeah. Wow. People calling to bring him back. Look at this. Bring him back.
Nope.
Bring back Talk.
Nope.
Jeff Talk raising money for his own to bail himself out somehow. Yeah. Wow. He'll be back soon enough. We'll be back soon enough. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for making this disgusting, tragic loss more tolerable. As always, hopefully we've done somewhat of the same for you. I don't know what we're doing between now and the next match, but we'll be there for the live stream regardless. We'll figure it out. We hope to see you all soon. If you want to support the show, subscribe. Oh my goodness. Jeff Talk.
No. I'm just kidding. I'll bring it up. Guys, Jeff is sending us $1.99 at a time. He's not even in the waiting room. So he can't come on even if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But
guys, not even trying. This is a move.
Just go, everyone, like, just don't think about this game anymore. It's a 3-day weekend. Please, everyone,
That's
enjoy
true.
that.
Have a
You
nice
have
weekend,
Monday off.
guys.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you want to support the show, like this, subscribe to this wherever you're experiencing it, wherever you'd like to experience it. We try to make it available everywhere. And come have fun with us more.
No, Jeff, you can't all of a sudden just jump into the waiting room.
Oh,
We are
Joel.
really wrapping it up. I'm literally leaving. I'm literally gonna get up. I'm gonna walk out.
Wow.
I'm gonna walk out of my own home.
Boy. Here he is, Jeff Talk.
Oh,
okay,
God
thanks for
damn it.
joining us, Jeff.
Okay,
That
let's
was
go. Wrap it
fun.
up. Like, subscribe.
Oh
and
my
if you-
God. Unified, LAFC Unified.
Oh,
just
no.
lost 4-0 to Houston.
Okay, well, now we need to wrap it up just because
Yeah.
bad
All right.
things are happening.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. I love you. Bye.